Greetings everyone, and welcome to part 3 of Wily Tower. And now we are heading into the second stage of Wily Tower. Yeah. Now before we head into the second stage of Wily Tower, we are actually heading back to Light Labs to exchange weapons, if you need to exchange some weapons. At the very least, get some electrical weapons. I'm just saying, just get some electrical weapons for later on. And yeah. Now, because we have to go back to Light Labs every time, when we re-enter Wily Tower, all our weapon energy is full. You see, like in the NES/8-bit games, when you use weapon energy in a Wily Fortress, it stays used up. Like if you're using Thunder Beam on stage 1 and you start stage 2, it'll still be used up unless you refill Thunder Beam with weapon energy. Here, you can, because you're going back to Light Labs, you're essentially recharging your weapons energy, and when you enter Wily Tower again, well, it's back to full and you're ready to kick some Wily butt. Now, this game was released in 1994, and this was before the release of Mega Man 7, so technically, in release order, this is the first time that Mega Man can, get his weapon energy refilled before going back to a Wily Castle. I mean, at the very least, at least he's continuing onward in the Wily Castle. He's not revisiting any stages like in Mega Man 7 and Mega Man 8, or Mega Man and Base. So there's that. So yeah. Anyway, Wily Tower Stage 2. It has enemies and gimmicks from Mega Man 2. Noticing a pattern here? And as I am going through this stage, going through secret areas, looking for goodies and whatnot, I'll tell you about the differences between the NES version of Mega Man 2 and the Wily Wars version of Mega Man 2. Alright? And they're very little. Let's see here. Now, like I said earlier, Mega Man 2 in the NES version, at least in the American release, there is a normal and difficult mode. Now, I'm not sure about the European release of Mega Man 2 for the NES. I don't know if they have the same thing, but I do know in Japan they only have one mode, and that's the difficult mode, because, well, American is not that hardcore this go-around, so, yeah. So, in the Wily Wars version, Wily Wars version, there is only one difficulty, which is the difficult version. So, yeah, if someone from the North American continent were to play this game, or at some point, they would play the more challenging traditional Mega Man 2 version. So, yeah. I mean, that game in itself is not that bad, so... Let's see, what other differences? Let's see here. Quickman is much slower in the Wily Wars version. Yeah, that kind of defeats the purpose of Quickman. Though he no longer takes 2 damage from the Mega Buster shots as he did in the difficult mode in the Japanese version of Mega Man 2. Okay. Flashman also takes 1 damage from the Mega Buster instead of 2 like he did in difficult mode, or hardcore mode, or yeah. So, enemies are a bit stronger. Who'da thunk? Let's see, some Robot Master AIs are a bit different, obviously. It's done by a different developer. And here's an interesting thing. When the player loses all their lives, they no longer lose their E-tanks. Now, in the original game, when you continue a game, you pretty much lose your E-tanks. Yeah, so if you were to get a game over, and you have 2 E-tanks left, when you start all over, you don't have those E-tanks anymore, which sucks. Now, thankfully, it is possible to get some E-tanks again, and, well, yeah. Score 1 for Wily Wars. So, yeah. Alright. And I hate these reappearing, disappearing blocks. Ugh, jeez. Jeez Louise. Come on. You stink. Come on. Oh, come on. I probably should have cut this, but... I probably should have used Rush Coil or Magna Beam or Rush Jet, but I wanted to save the energy for who knows what. Okay, I'm not falling down. I am not falling down. Okay. Now, with Wily Tower, you can explore different areas to find some different goodies, like these question mark capsules that were in Mega Man 3. And I'll get to the Mega Man 3 facts later on in this video. Oh, hi again, Tellies. Perfect for farming weapon and health energy. Yeah, that's their only purpose. Well, besides being an annoyance to Mega Man as he's trying to get from point A to point B. It's just, yeah. Ugh. Of course, I have to be careful of the spikes. I don't want to fall and die this far. Yeah, ow! Yeah. Okay. And what do I get for all my troubles? Let's see what kind of thing I get this time around. And... well, I don't find out really, because, yeah, that was a little too fast. Was it weapon energy? Was it health? I couldn't tell, really. Yeah, that was a waste. That was a big waste, so let's just continue onward, shall we? Now, this section below this room, there are actually two ways. Well, scratch that. There is only one way, and it's the bottom way where those enemies that are shooting are. See, those guys right there? Now, if you take the upper way, like I'm about to, it will lead to a dead end. However, there will be an E-tank at the end, so is it worth going this way just to get an E-tank? Yeah! It's an E-tank! E-tanks are pretty much valuable. Very valuable. I mean, at this point in Mega Man's history, there is no shop that he can buy E-tanks off a whim. There is no code that Mega Man can use to, well, essentially get E-tanks at the beginning, like in Mega Man 3, the NES version. And you cannot farm for E-tanks and save them after game over, so, yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely going for the E-tank. It's just that these metal things, these crushers right here, and these conveyor belts are real annoying. I mean, they were annoying in, Metal Man stage, and they're still annoying here. So now I have to go back and take the bottom route, and I have these guys to... ugh. Come on, let me kill you. I love the metal blades. I really do love these metal blades. Okay. Alright. Okay. I can do this. Okay. Alright. Now, here's a leap of faith right here. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to use Rush Jet to go down, but obviously it won't work, so... again, folks, it's a leap of faith. And if you do it just... whoa, whoa! I don't mean to go this way. Not this way. Wrong way. Okay. No! There we go. Whew. Whew, that was close. Whew. Okay, yeah. Of course, if enemies go off screen at a certain point, they will respawn. That's why I'm having metal blades just in case. And good. Come on. Go. Come on. See? What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get some health because... jeez Louise. Yeah, getting that E-tank cost me some health. Which is ironic, you see. I was trying to get some more health, but then I lost health. So, yeah. I mean, I really got nothing else to say, and I should have picked up that health pellet. Why didn't I? Ah. Don't worry, I'm almost at the end. Yeah, these stages can be real long if you're really exploring, going out of your way, because, yeah, I mean, this is essentially an extra game with a lot of goodies here and there. And, yeah. And don't worry, this will be the last week I'll be doing the Wily Wars, well, Wily Tower, that is because, well, I'm still trying to get my Mega Man 10 footage back up to speed, because, I've been busy, to be honest. I've been busy doing a lot of things here and there, and I haven't really got time. I mean, what I'm essentially doing for my Mega Man 10 playthrough is I'm playing through Mega Man story, Proto Man story to a point, and Base's story to a point, and then cutting and editing them together. I mean, it may look easy, but it's not, folks. It is not easy at all. Plus, I still have other things to work on. I still have Mega Man... What Mega Man? I mean, let's see. I mean Sonic Lost World. I still have that game. Even though I finished recording footage for that game some time ago, I still have to edit it together. I still have to do little tweaks here and there and get ready for uploading. I still need a plan on my next game for my weekend edition of my channel. Plus, there are some comic reviews I need to get back to. And not to mention, there are some real-life obligations that I'm, well, things have happened recently in real life that I would rather not speak of, but let's just say that if I don't get any of these videos uploaded in a timely manner, let's just say that, yeah, real life stuff, and it's all, I mean, I'm only human. I can only put a finite amount of time to my channel. I mean, sure, I would love to do this for a living, but in the end, this is more of a hobby, really, and yeah. I love these birds. They are perfect for farming health and weapon energy. Come on, you guys. There. Come on. There we go. Just what I needed. I think that's enough right here. Now, here's the thing that's going to shoot me in the foot. I should have brought along Air Shooter because, remember, Air Shooter is the mech's weakness, along with the returning Sniper Joe, so I should have chosen that. But whatever. I mean, if you want to select your own weapons based on your preference of how you want to use weapons, be my guest. I mean, that's what the weapon choosing system is there for in this game. But regardless, here we are in the boss room of Wily Tower 2. Now, this boss here coming up is actually weak to the electric weapons. By that, I mean the Spark Shock and the Thunder Beam. I would recommend the Thunder Beam because this guy can move in all directions, and the Thunder Beam's three-way shooting will definitely help. This boss will bounce around the room at first and shoot these. They're pretty much Gemini beams, so you can avoid them. And about halfway, he'll spike up. He'll move around a bit and try and shoot Mega Man with these bouncing things. But if you're quick enough, you can easily destroy this thing, no problem. And I'm not that worried because, again, I have some E-tanks available in case I'm really close to dying, but no, I survived, I'm alive, and now I'm heading to Wily Tower Stage 3. And of course, like before, we're going back to Light Labs before heading into Wily Tower Stage 3 to select the weapons needed. Now, I would recommend bringing Air Shooter and Hard Knuckle. I'm just saying. I mean, it's pretty much a big hint to who the boss of Wily Tower Stage 3 is going to be, but we'll save it when we get there, okay? Anyway, Wily Tower Stage 3. It has enemies and gimmicks from Mega Man 3. Yeah, we see good old Hammer Joe right here. I see the top platforms from Top Man Stage. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the differences between the NES version of Mega Man 3 and the Wily Wars version of Mega Man 3. Let's see. Bring up the list right here. Here we go. Mega Man 3. The gray tones on Proto Man's sprite have been changed to white. Why? Why? Let's see here. Another thing about Proto Man here. Proto Man's quote-unquote shadow sprites from the end are found in the game data, but for some reason Capcom decided to just use a shadowy quote-unquote palette on the original sprites instead of those. Okay, I want to know their thought process on this. Yeah. And folks, here's the big thing about Proto Man in the Wily Wars. They didn't change his game sprite to match those of Mega Man and the other game sprites. Nope. What they pretty much did was they took the NES sprite and gave it a nice little cleanup and just stuck it in the game. In fact, I will show it off in part 4. I mean, it's pretty much laziness right there. It's like, why? Anyway, moving on. Let's see here. The Wily Castle map screen music has been shortened from its original tune. Yeah, remember how in Mega Man 3 the introduction music is has and all that stuff? Well, it's been shortened. Yeah, we don't even get the extended mix as it was originally heard. Well, you can hear it somewhere on the internet, the original lengthy version. But yeah, we never get a chance to hear the original lengthy version in the game. In any of the games. Why? That music was good. It would have been more appropriate. But then, of course, Mega Man 3 was a little bit rushed because Capcom had to capitalize on the success of Mega Man 2. So yeah. Alright, let's see what else here. Like the first two games, some Robot Master's AIs are completely different. That's not surprising at this point. Let's see. Magnet missiles have an odd behavior. Sometimes they do not home in. They do not home in correctly, and yeah. Well, yeah, it's a little more difficult to home in. Although through my playthrough, it's I haven't really noticed it that much. And of course, because of this little problem, Hardman and the Dock Robot Metal Man are much more difficult to defeat because of it. Let's see here. Now, according to this, the weapon select menu, Rush is blue instead of red. And of course, according to this, it says it happens in Wily Tower, but as you can obviously see, Rush is red. Okay. Here's another change. The crocodile-like traps in the Hardman stage activate quicker than in the original game, as do other traps. Okay, yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. And here's a thing that is not listed here. Remember Top Man stage, the original NES version? How it looked like it had a bunch of leaves that looked like a certain, plant, you know? A little herbal plant. Well, in the Wily Wars version, that stage has been changed to, to have a more gray tone, as it were. Because, I'm guessing the developers figured out the unintentional drug reference or something, because drugs are bad, kids. Drugs are bad, okay? But that's just my guess. Maybe somebody want to ask Keiji Inafune, because he did work on this game along with the development team. So yeah. Now, I do have to say, though, I kind of grown accustomed to the sprites of the Wily Wars. I mean, I do like the more realistic. There's nothing realistic about this game. It's robots shooting other robots. I do like the more details, there we go, of this Mega Man sprite, how it's more expressive, as it were. Well, it's not really expressive. It's using the exact same 8-bit expressives, just more 16-bit. Alright. Yeah, what I'm doing right now is I'm getting these mysterious capsules, because you never know, they can contain lives or E-tangs, or they can also contain some puny weapon energy. I've had it happen before. I'm being cautious here because the last time, I did a test playthrough before I started this playthrough, and when I came to this location, there was actually an E-tank in one of the mystery tanks on the left. And I was a little bit too slow to get it, and I missed out on an E-tank because it actually disappears. Yeah, you know how E-tanks usually stay put for a while? Nope, this one actually disappears. Of course, I'm taking my sweet time this time around, just in case it's an E-tank, because, even though I have 5 already, the more the merrier. Ugh. Okay, so yeah, I didn't get an E-tank. Big whoop. Let's move on, shall we? Let's move on. Now, I remember, let's see, I think the magazine was the Electronic Gaming Monthly. I don't know if it's still in publication. I doubt it. But I remember a picture of Sonic the Hedgehog and Mega Man shaking hands to commemorate the Blue Bomber's introduction to the world of the Sega Genesis, you know? And that was actually pretty cool, really. You can look up that image on the internet. And yeah, and who'd have thunk that, how many years later? Let's see, this game was released in, 19 years later? I think that's about right. Yeah, 19 is this as of this one. Yeah, 19 years later, they would actually cross over in comic book format, and that would be pretty cool. That would be cool. That was pretty cool, since that crossover has since passed, and yeah, I mean, I'm speechless right now, folks. I'm just speechless. I was still amazed that this crossover in the Archie comics actually happened, and Well, it's part of history now. For good or for bad. Depending on your point of view. Yeah. And I like this game as its what-if scenario. Like, what if you have access to certain weapons from certain games to use on certain enemies from certain games, like here, for example. I'm completely owning all these Mega Man 3 enemies with the Metal Blades. Same thing could apply to, Metal Blades in the Mega Man 1 stage of Wily Tower 1. So, yeah, I mean, again, it's too bad we never get another game like this. I mean, I know there are the Game Boy games that mix and match pretty much a game like Robot Masters from one game and Robot Masters from another game, like half and half. Like Mega Man 3, I believe it has half the Mega Man 3 Robot Masters and half the Mega Man 4 Robot Masters, so yeah, mix and match weapons there. I'm guessing, I don't know. But who cares? We are at the boss of Wily Tower Stage 3. And yes, folks, make sure you have Hard Knuckle and Air Shooter because, once again, we will be going face to face with good old Buster Rod G. And once again, he is weak to those weapons. Now, here's what makes this boss fight with Buster Rod G different from his previous fight. Now, first of all, he doesn't have his staff anymore, so he'll just be shooting buster shots. But here's another thing that'll make this fight a little bit different. The platforms will start to break apart, and yeah, what we have to do is move from platform to platform so you don't fall down and die. And it's a pretty interesting concept, yeah. But if you're quick, use Air Shooter and Hard Knuckle. Whoa, that was close. Well, you can get rid of Buster Rod G before the platforming sections can get a little challenging. So, yeah. Come on, and yeah. And Buster Rod G finally dies. And folks, I will see you in part 4 for the grand finale of Wily Tower. So, until then, have a good day.